all being said, though, what do you? I know you got to shoot in a minute, Roms. Roms, what do you make of the game Sunday? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think United will actually nick this. I can see a 3-2 win. I think there'll be goals galore. I think it'll be end to end. I've seen a lot of people say it might be quite boring, and I think when you got two teams where one's in okay form and the other one's in dire form, and it's a derby, you want to leave everything out there on the pitch. And you're not even just doing it for your own form; you're doing it for your fans. That derby games mean more. We all know this. We've all been in derbies and whatnot. So I just can see United nicking this. I think they've been City's kryptonite. Some will say it's mainly been at Old Trafford, but I've just seen worse United teams beat better City teams, and I just feel like United will be up for this a bit more. And Will said something that's actually played in my mind. I think that Sporting and City game, I know it's different players and whatnot, but I think that gives them a slight tactical edge, maybe.
There is a bit of that. For me, yeah. I look more at the Arsenal game. We really stopped Arsenal creating. Once they scored, the game opened up. They created more. But if we can set up defensively like that, but Amorim picks better players for the counter, with how open City have been, that's how we'll be able to beat them. If we can nullify them the way we did Arsenal and be hard to break down, no stupid mistakes, and then have the likes of Ahmad, have the likes of Rasmus on that counter-attack, where I'd be more angry, losing wouldn't bother me. What would make me more angry is being the only team to play City in the last 3 months to not create 4, 5, 6 clear-cut chances to score. Yeah. That would make me angrier than losing, because every mug has done it. Everyone has done it. If we don't, that would annoy me more. But I'm going to predict a Man United win. I'm going to go with 2-1 Man United. We're not a great team at the minute, but we know how bad Spurs are at the moment. Look how bad. If you look at all their games in the last 8, they've got this anomaly in the middle where they beat City 4-0. I'm not saying we'll win 4-0. I'm not going to make a bold prediction like that. But if we can be... Well, the one thing I would say, we've made mistakes in the last few games, but I think Amorim is going to pick a team of players on Sunday that he's learned about in the last month that he knows are going to run through brick walls for him. I think there'll be less experiments Sunday and more, I know you'll work, I know you'll run, I know you'll deliver for me. And I think I'm going to go over 2-1 Man United victory. And I very rarely predict a win against City ever, but I think we might do them this Sunday.
And that, we might just said something
finish their title race.
I just think you'll be more industrious than them, honestly. And I think if you had to ask me why I think United will win, I just think you'll want it a bit more. Some people in the chat might think that, how dare you think that City are at home advantage? They've got all their crowd with them, but I can just see United players wanting this a bit more. But again, like I first said, this one is very hard to call. It's the most confused derby. I'm calling it the confused derby.
No, you're right. You are right. Like, we're at the beginning of something. Listen, that's why I predicted 2-1, because we can lose this game. I'm not sitting here.
That's why I said 3-2 as well.
I don't think it's impossible for City to win. I don't think we're going to smash them. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be nothing like that. I'm just going with Man United to nick it 2-1. I also think as well the team that scores first wins. Because I go back and watch that Spurs game against City. They were on the front foot in the beginning of that game, City. Then they conceded again. Go watch their Sporting game. They scored. They actually were looking good. Conceded against the run of play, crumbled. So I don't know if we've got... The thing is, I don't think we've got the capability of coming back because we're fragile mentally and Sporting weren't. But I think if we score first, I think City's heads will go. I think their shoulders will drop. And then I think we'd be able to score at least one.
I'm going to rebuttal that. Just before I leave, I think if City score first, that could actually benefit you a bit more, because we've seen United under early spells of Amorim and Ten Hag go 1 and 2 up. And it's that shit, what do we do now?
True.
I actually believe if City score first, it might actually be an advantage for you. I think regardless who scores first, I just think United nick this. This is what my gut's saying.
I hope so.
Have a great weekend.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, enjoy the game. Enjoy the game, brother.
Do any of you think this ignites either team's season if they get like a good win here? Like, do you think this gets City back on track, or Amorim starts to fly?
Yeah, it'll be the manner of the win. If City win in a way where it's like, oh, this is the City that we know, then yeah, I think it could ignite that. Yes, I want to say yes, but I've seen some horrendous stuff with City recently. It could do, but it'll be the manner of the win. If they scrape a win, like, the ball bounces off Haaland's nose type of thing, but they've been awful all game, then it's just going to be. We all know that City are lucky, and it's just a matter of time before someone comes along and smacks them as well. With Man United, though, I like Amarim's approach from a mentality point of view, where he said that, and I forgive me, I tell you, I didn't see the whole kind of the whole words he said, but he did say essentially we're a big club but we're not a big team. Now people take it in a different ways, but I think he kind of, in my view, captured the essence of where Man United are. So Man United know they're failed, they're a failing club, a failing team, or not as great as they are, but because they've acknowledged that and they've embraced that, they kind of go into the game quite free. Whereas if Man City, they know they're expected to win, but they know they're rubbish, and they know there's things that are going on that they can't. It's like having, I can't think of a film, but there's like there's something wrong with you, but you're just keeping up appearance. You've run out of money, but you're keeping up appearances. You're trying to pay for a car that you can't afford.
There's a saying we have in East London. It was more to do with your mental health, really, but it was always fake it till you make it.
Right.
Like, even though you may not feel that great today, go out and put a smile on your face and just keep faking that smile until the day you do feel better. And keep that was what like the older generation used to say around where I grew up. Like, just fake it till you make it. Just keep like plodding along. And there's an element of that. And listen, I hear it. I don't know if it will spark Man United season, because I feel that even if we play well and win, I'll celebrate that moment, but I'll be keeping my feet on the ground. Same as if we lose, my feet are being kept on the ground. The one thing that Amarim has said this week, which I loved, is they all tried to get him on the Ashworth stuff. And again, I'm praying this is true. So I will admit there is some hopium here. But the problem is when people criticize my club is they don't listen to anything or read anything. Is they asked him about Ashworth leaving. You said that you got on well with him. Is that going to impact the growth of the club? And he just said, it doesn't really matter who leaves. It's very clear internally right now that we are still all just heading in the same direction, no matter who comes in and who leaves. And it was like a tingling feeling I got, because I've been asking for that for 11 years. And I'm like, please, I pray again, not because I think I've got all the ideas. It's just what all the other successful fucking teams do. So when you hear that we're, for the first time in 11 years, operating that way, it's a waste of money that Ashworth came in, and that annoyed me. But the fact is, if he'd have said, yeah, Ashworth's gone now, so yeah, we're going to wait and see for the new guy to come in and see what the direction and the plan is, I'd have lost my shit. I'd have been finished with it, because that would just tell me we're never going to get back. We're never going to be back. So yeah, I'm going to keep my feet on the ground, win, lose or draw. I want the win though. I'd like to be part of the kind of party of teams that have dunked on it. Because again, rivalry in this, dunking on one of the greatest English teams of all time, being able to dunk on them in their moment of sorrow is great. It's brilliant to be able to beat them right now. And I think most of you want to play them right now. There can't be a single team in the world, the top team in the world, that doesn't want to play City at the moment, especially away, especially if you could get them at your ground. Like Villa must be licking their lips at playing them in just like they must be, because
even the relegation teams are thinking, right, we've actually got a chance in a game that we wrote off.
If they come to their ground, they've definitely got a chance. There's definitely a chance of beating City if they're away from home. It's harder at the Etihad, but yeah, I'd love to. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not writing them off completely. But yeah, I'm going for that win. Super chats here, Terry. We've only just begun. Wait for the 130 charges to hit, is what Chelsea fan says here. Discussions. Vardy has a bigger EPL legacy than Kane. Yeah, I think that's all agreed on already. I think we've all agreed on that before, my bro.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No. Well, Kane's a better player, but Vardy will
legacy
be more memorable.
Kane scored more goals than Vardy in the Prem, no?
Yeah, but it's led to nothing.
Show me
I hear you. It's led to a very good individual career that is still yet to be
I think legacy. Like, there are strikers that have scored more goals in the Premier League than Drogba, but Drogba's goals in finals for me is what gives him his legacy.
I do hear that.
I think if you say Drogba never scored in the final for you, or never in a semi-final, and halved his goals in big games, I don't think you Chelsea fans would love him the way you do. Kane is loved for scoring the goals he did for Spurs, but how many finals, semi-finals, or big matches did he score in that led to Spurs? That's the legacy debate. Where
he's probably more well known for failing to turn up or being injured in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And Vardy didn't just like win the Prem with any team. He won it with Leicester City as well. So
and he broke that record of scoring the most games. Van Dijk wasn't world class at Southampton. He was though.
very good. Like
He was though, wasn't he? Because I tell you why he was. I tell you why he was. But he was around worse players that expose you sometimes. As a defender. He came into Liverpool and was top class from day one. There was no development. He was just amazing day one.
Who was he playing alongside as well? Like,
was it Lovren?
Lovren.
Was it Lovren?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was playing with Lovren. Yeah.
But I don't believe that you could be a world-class player at a smaller club because you
Well, you know what? I get your point. I know where you're coming from in terms of proving it at that level. No, I get you. He's quality. What I mean is the level of quality to be world class was there at Southampton. He just had to prove it somewhere else. No, I get your point. Look.